Let's start with Grandma's chickens. There's a lot to tell about that. I hated fall. That was the time of year that grandmother and Carl Olson, our dear friend and adopted grandfather, would get together and boil a big pot of water. It was a big black pot, probably used for other things. And out came the chopping block and an axe. Ooh, that was awful. And us children, I know Diane was there. I don't know about Marie, because sometimes Marie got out of things, bless her heart. But Diane was there. And the minute they would put those chickens head and all, it wasn't head and all, they'd chop off its head, and the chicken would dance around like it was still alive. Then Carl would pick him up by its feet and put it upside down into the water, the boiling water. You'd have to be there to realize how bad it was on this little girl's conscience as I was growing up. And it stunk. Those feathers stunk to high heaven. And then, of course, when they quit kicking, they were handed off to Diane and I, and anybody else dumb enough to be there, to pluck those chickens. Ooh, I can't tell you how it just comes back to me, how hard it was to keep plucking those white, stinky feathers from that chicken, that dead chicken. But we did get the task done, looking forward to this winter when Grandma fixed her chicken noodle soup. And a lot of times with the chicken noodle soup, she would boil the neck, the gizzard, and the liver. And the kids and I would sit out on her back, fenced-in porch, bedroom, a mixture of things, at tables. And we always got to eat the liver, the gizzard, the heart, and the neck. I never touched the neck, but I loved the gizzard. Don't know why. It just tasted good to me. Anyway, and then, if we were lucky, we got chicken noodle soup. So that was our payoff. And Grandma we did raspberries in bottles till they came out our ears, but it was worth it. She would fill her big bowl of raspberries. Oh, they were good. Still makes my mouth water. My cousin Ronald, who I mentioned before, lived through the block from us. One day, Grandmother came over to our house so upset. "Come and see what's happened to my chickens," she said. "They've lost all their feathers." Well, years later, Ronald fessed up. He and his friend wanted some chicken, so they decided to get a similar pot and boil the water and put the chickens in so they could eat them. But guess what? Maybe they weren't hot enough. I don't know why. But every time they'd put those chickens in that boiling pot, they'd jump out until finally all their feathers were gone. So Ronald, who realized the feathers were still around and the chickens were still alive, he and his friend put the chickens back in the chicken coop. And Grandma didn't know till years later when he fessed up who had tried to boil her chickens.